Let the chaos reign. I present to you information porn. Have y'all ever noticed what a lot of people, whether conscious or unconscious, that a bunch of people looking or searching, if they take time out of the day, information, or what I like to call and label as informational porn. They search through the internet to find articles, PDFs, to better stimulate themselves and endow themselves with a bunch of information. And what I come to find out is that when people say there can be what we call an overhaul or too much information or information overload, some of it is true, but it's much deeper than that. I like to call it a form of pornography. Because what makes sense you have all this information if you can't really apply it in your everyday life? And you find countless people, women and men, that go on this journey or embark on this journey and douse themselves with a whole bunch of information. Some information could be related to science, technology, finance, which includes like business, from real estate, accounting, how to bank, how to trade on the stock market, all forms of information. And one thing that has been clear and known, that with all this information, it becomes like a fetish. It becomes something that a bunch of people have to constantly sit there and looking for a release. You get what I mean? A release. Where they come to their senses and they go back living life and have not grown enough out of the information they get today. That is a form of masturbation, I call it. And usually I say this many times, that it's not only the physical masturbation you have to be concerned about, but also you have to be concerned about the masturbating with information, where they're always constantly trying to bust a nut, just to endow with tons of information, but does not get nothing in return. And if you think about what I mean by return, whatever you put in, you should always get out. And one of the few things to know with sex, it applies the same thing. If you, a woman that constantly play with your coochie, and you just busting out of control wherever you get that urge, that pleasure, you're not getting nothing in return but just a release. Your energy is dissipated, gone. Instead of getting from that other energy from the opposite sex to get something out of the release. Also applies to the men. You sit there and you constantly playing with your phallus and getting that bust off urge, and you're not getting anything in return. You're not even exchanging actual energies because you are engaged in self stupidity when you keep nutting off. So like anything you do, there has to be an exchange. This also applies to information you read, whether it's books, PDFs, articles, newspapers, or things you find you Google on the internet. You have to apply that information. Information not only comes in, but it's also you could use and do where it pushes out in the physical world. And in this artificial world we live in today, there are too many people that are constantly masturbating over information and always want to gain endowed with information, and they're not making use of the information they get today. You know of a couple people that have done this. I might have known very small few people. And I always come to the conclusion of what is the point of it all? Why invest so much time in getting tons of information? Some that you can learn awesome, and some you could just laugh or be entertained, and you don't really apply it, make use of it. It's just like a waste of energy. It's like you're wasting your body fluids constantly. And how often you do it if you're constantly that person like to be busting a nut. Not only for the men, but also the women. Energy should be always circulating. Just like information. Information should go in and out and should be applied. It should not be just something that you just take in and maybe you keep on or you might not understand and you don't do nothing. So you could go out with it. This is a form of masturbation. I call it masturbation porn. Oh, actually, information porn. Sorry. And like always, like any information, you could regurgitate a lot of good and garbage, but you don't get nothing out of it. And in this society, which push sexuality and push sexual activity at much more of a younger age, not just love, but for younger people, especially toddlers or boys in your school systems, is the same way you have to look at when it comes to the information that you're ingesting in your diet. So always keep in mind, with anything you do or anything you learn, you should be able to take action and, God willing, apply it into your life. Don't just absorb a whole bunch of information like any constant person and just looking for a quick nut or to bust one and then just keep it pushing and they'll make use of that energy because we have constant people out here that's constant chronic masturbators, not only in their sexual organs but in life in general. And as life progresses, and as time moves forward and environment changes for the good or better, you as a person, you have to make a conscious decision on what place you have in this world and how to live according to this world. Do not be a constant masturbator of anything in regards of sexual activity and with information. Because information is somewhat powerful, but it's only what you use or utilize the information will determine how strong or better person you're going to be. And if you can't figure that out now, the information used is just nonsense. It's worthless. You can't apply it. You can't make use of it. You just sit there constantly looking for the next nut, the next information to stimulate your arousal, your sense of horniness to the information. But you're not really producing anything out of what we call fuck. And I use fuck literally in the sense of this short video. So my advice, anything you learn or you get, always apply it. Learn, grow, and take action and apply it. Don't keep it in, don't hold it in, because, it'll be just worthless to you and you can't make nothing out of it. And you'll just be just like everybody else, just constantly gathering so-called information, whether factual or not. And it'll be just worthless to you. It's a constant chronic masturbator. This is information porn. For those that want to follow me on Twitter, Chaos Reign 7. And also, if you want to support the channel, cash at me, Chaos 8 Reign. And always, be on the lookout for other videos. And always make sure you comment to every video left on this stream and other streams for your thoughts and feelings. And like the video. Please like the video. And also, if you're not subscribed to Chaos Reign channel, I advise subscribe to my channel. But other than that,
let the chaos reign.